running for the silver moon, thinking of the things I do to be in someone else's shoes tonight. I don't remember faces I've just seen staring through the rain at me, but if I make it to the trees I might, hanging by a lonely thread, trying not to come back dead. There are worse things, so I said before. So I write that all this mess is almost through. I'll be coming home real soon, and other lies I said to you before. Someday we'll look back and see that we were not the enemy. You can say we're born this way, but I maintain that we can't change. We can dream of some time when these wars we fight will end, my friend. But until then, waiting as the time rolls by, longing for that caffeine high, memories of my former life barge in. Those crowded buses and those city blocks, football games and chicken pox. Maybe when the thunder stops we'll win. Someday we'll look back and see that we were not the enemy. You can say we're born this way, but I maintain that we can't change. We can dream of some time when these wars we fight will end, my friend. But until then, someday we'll look back and see that we were not the enemy. You can say we're born this way, but I maintain that we can't change. We can dream of some time when these wars we fight will end, my friend. But until then, until then,
good evening, folks. How you doing? Good to see there's people in the chat room already. I go all the way over here and grab my water. There we go. That's better. Oh, you hate having to reload to get this thing to play, apparently. But it is playing, I hope. Usually this is the point in the show where I look into the chat room and I see everybody's typing in, something's wrong, something's not working, we hear no audio, you know. So it's very good that we haven't started out that way this time. My name is Matthew Ebel, if you can't read what's, over my head, up in the upper left of your screen there. And this is all original music. Well, actually, sometimes it's not all original music. Occasionally I get requests in the chat room, and if you're not in the chat room and you don't know who it is I'm talking to on occasion, well, sometimes I do talk to myself, but you can join the chat room live if you're just watching this embedded somewhere by going to MatthewEbel.com/live, or to my YouTube channel. Just go to, MatthewEbel.com/YouTube. That should take you there. Let's see here. Funny soundtrack to Ratchet and Clank. Okay, well, nothing wrong with that. If you're playing video games, it's an excellent video game series, by the way. Very big fan. And Origami Griffin has noticed I am in fact drinking out of a beaker with a handle. We have a lot of lab glass in my household because it's wonderful. And it's also tempered, so I can use the same glass for tiki drinks, beer, water, mixed drinks, and also coffee and tea as well. It's rather wonderful. You just got to make sure you get the real stuff, the actual like old school Pyrex, or I think Bomex is the other good one. Not the crappy Chinese crap that has the word Pyrex on it, but isn't. Believe me, it isn't. We've exploded some dishware before and ruined an entire lasagna once that way. Anyway. I do mention, you do realize you're mentioning that within earshot of a Lombax. Yes, I do, because Zalno Lombax is saying this right now. Anyway, Proto1 says sometimes. All right, that works. Anyway, if you have any requests, by the way, feel free to type them into the chat room, or, come over to the composition lab here, tap me on the shoulder and whisper in my ear what you'd like me to play. At that point, I will probably pee myself, freak out, and call 911. Anyway, let's see here. In the meantime, oh, by the way, that first one was actually a request from somebody by the name of Crazy Midget. That was These Wars We Fight from my album, The Lives of Dexter Peterson. And I found it certainly appropriate, given that the Middle East is falling into even more disarray. People are on edge about terrorism, and people seem to just be getting more and more xenophobic, and looking for the evil in each other, as opposed to, seeing that we are not our own enemy. The human race will make it through this. We made it through 1968. I'm pretty sure we're going to make it through this in one piece, and hopefully a little better for the word, a little better for the wear. Let's see here. You were going to request it. Well, all right, that works. Oh, join the conversation. Join the conversation. I haven't done that one in a while. So, let's see here. Get my rotating camera on here. It's time to play. Can Matt actually make it through something that he hasn't rehearsed in a long time? At least I got the first note right. We'll see. Well, here we are. Looks like we're going nowhere. No one ever listens if you never seem to care. It's what they want, try to keep you in a box, like a disassembled toy, like a peasant in the stocks. You always feel like the last one in line. No one forwarded the memo, no one made you read the signs. You wanna scream, wanna show you're more than clever. If you never speak up, things will be like this forever. Get in line, speak your mind. Won't you join the conversation? Lay it down, make a sound. You don't need an invitation, so get up here and drive us there. You can choose our destination. Toe the line and get it signed. You can join the conversation. No. Come along like you're told, like a member of the fold, and then
you end up being sold. They try to tell you not to wander from the hive. You think you'll take a chance, they'll devour you alive. Well, no one ever got ahead by staying hidden. You know the fruit tasted better when it was forbidden. Now you're sitting on the ground, you know you're star-bound. If you wanna make it happen, you gotta make a sound. Get in line, speak your mind. Won't you join the conversation? Lay down, make a sound. You don't need an invitation. So get up here and drive us there. You can choose our destination. Toe the line, get it signed. Won't you join the conversation? Join the conversation. Join the conversation. Join the conversation. So get in line, speak your mind. Won't you join the conversation? Lay down, make a sound. You don't need an invitation. Get up here and drive us there. You can choose our destination. Toe the line, get it signed. Won't you join the conversation?
Oh, hey, I actually made it through that one in one piece. Yay! Only missed a couple of notes. Hey, I missed that. Who requested that one? Origami actually requested that one. That works. Hey, well, wow, Zolno. Hey, pretty birdie, let me whisper in your ear. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Oh, goodness. Origami Griffin is now asking, what exactly happened in 1968? I don't know, everything. The Beatles were breaking up, were starting to break up at the time. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. Robert Kennedy was killed. Race riots and anti-war riots were getting more and more violent. The country and the world was getting more and more polarized. Nuclear weapons were actively being pointed at each other. Also, Apollo 10 went around the moon, which is cool. But a shit ton of really terrible things were happening. And there were, at least America's involvement in things was a lot more violent and a lot more deadly than it is right now. So, I mean, the bigotry and the hate was sort of a lot more culturally accepted than it is now as well. So it's one of those things that, like, we've been through this shit before. It's the same shit, and it's just getting a little bit shallower. We're just gonna have to slog through this, make it through to the other side, and hopefully things will be better. And learn from it in the process. That's the important thing. Also, the important thing is make good music in the process, too, because goddamn, 1968 and 1969 were like the best 2 years for rock and roll in world history, I swear to God. You've got the Beatles, Hendrix, Bob Dylan, The Who, The Guess Who, and, I'm trying to think of more, like, Cream, Clapton, that kind of stuff. All this amazing music came out of probably the shittiest period of at least American history. Modern American history. We did have that whole Civil War thing. And a lot of great music came out of that, too. Just ask the steampunkers. Anyway, let's see here. The song is very much in the same spirit of Cognitive Dissonance. Yes, it is. And thank you for bringing that up, by the way. I should mention, if you haven't heard already, I have a brand new album that's coming out on June 23rd. June 23rd. The end of this month. And we've been working on this for about a year and a half now. At this point, it's pretty much like we're coming up on like the 2-year mark, how long I've been working on writing the material and putting it together. My Officers Club over on Patreon have been getting bits and pieces of this throughout the year, but the album has finally actually been finished with real guitars, real drums, in a real studio, and goddamn does it sound good. This is easily the best sounding album I've ever put out. It's straight up piano rock, probably the angriest music I've ever released in some cases. Some of it's funny, some of it's soft and touching, and some of it's deeply introspective. And I've put myself at risk with a lot of this, and I'm really actually kind of scared how this will go over. So if you're curious to see where all this is leading, go to MatthewEbel.com/cogdis. You can listen to, I think, 2 or 3 tracks right now, and you can pre-order it right now. And on June 23rd, you'll get the whole thing as a digital download. And you'll also get the PG-13 versions, so you can play it at work and not hear the word fuck. Apologies to those of you who are, listening at work right now. But please go to MatthewEbel.com/cogdis, take a look. And of course, I got other albums there as well. The more that you support me, the longer I can keep doing these streams. And that's the important thing, is to keep the music rolling. So thank you for bringing that up. I forgot to mention Kickstarter. Well, the Kickstarter backers funded the actual album production. The Officers Club were the ones that were funding the creation, I suppose. There's a sort of a line between the two in my mind, but let me explain. When I'm talking about the creation of an album, I'm talking about the experimenting, the songwriting, the arrangement process, and then once I got 10 songs together that filled, about a full-length LP, that was when it was time to go into production mode and take those songs that were keepers. Now, I'd written a lot more than just 10 songs at that point. The Officers Club is what, the Patreon people, that's what allows me to keep experimenting day to day and throw out some things that are sometimes absolute shit, but hopefully, more often than not, good stuff that's worth keeping. And all those keepers made it into Cognitive Dissonance as an album. And then we went to Kickstarter to actually hire a real guitarist instead of my fake guitar playing on, on the keys here. Get Runt, my drummer, into a real studio with real microphones and a real engineer who knows how to mix this stuff, not just my mixing abilities. It's all that kind of stuff. So it's sort of a 2-step process. You've got the workshopping, and then you've got the actual production, but it's all done. As a matter of fact, I don't have any copies. I was dumb enough to leave them all downstairs. I have a whole lot of copies of the CD in my living room right now, ready to mail out. So I'm getting ready to send those out to the Officers Club and the Kickstarter backers, hopefully this week, depending on when the shirts actually come in. There seems to be a delay on those. Anyway, Arlusa is saying, I think the 70s were a bit better for music because Rush came out then, and I don't quite feel the vibes from the 60s rock as I do the 70s. Well, to each their own. I think, as much as I use electronics in my music, and I'm working on some electronic dance music these days too, I don't know, there's something that really reaches me about sort of the last era of rock and roll where you don't really have electronics. You have electrics, but everything is analog. There's very few synthesizers at play in the late 60s because they're like the size of a room, unless you have a humongous recording budget and engineers that know how to work with this stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of that going on. So it was all done with amps and effects pedals and the actual wood of the actual guitars, the actual Leslie cabinets with a B3 Hammond B3 organ. Like it's a bit more organic, even though it's electric and psychedelic as well. So I don't know. It's just for me, that's one of those beautiful moments of like rock and roll purity, But everybody's taste varies. That's one of the beautiful things about music. So I don't see any more requests in here, so why don't I play something from the new album? Let me get back onto my rotating camera. There we go, that should do it. Let's see here. Yeah, actually, let me do one of the ones that that I'm uniquely afraid of having released. Because this is kind of the one that I started with, actually, when I first jumped onto Patreon. It's called Good Riddance, and it's basically about shit canning the crappy dreams, rock and roll, rock stardom dreams that I had when I was like in junior high and didn't know how the world worked and could never foresee how the music business would unfold. But I've been holding myself to that sort of standard of, well, if you don't have your own private jet and you're not on the road, selling out arenas every day, then you're not a success. Well, fuck that. I have reached sort of the music middle class era, and that's a success in and of itself. And I've sort of had to set those old expectations aside, and it's opened me up to possibilities of where I could go, rather than pining over where I thought I should have been. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but this is what came of that.
Lies the dreams that I had before, reminding me I should be more. They're better broken on the floor. Here lies an empty shell, a prison made of just one cell. Shut myself inside and wonder why I'm trapped in hell. I'm not the only man buried by his well-laid plans, a prisoner of his youth. I'm tearing down the gilded cage, the product of a younger age. Once upon a time I knew. Good riddance, I'm done with you. Here lies the perfect plan, the legend of the also-ran. Ambitious towers made of sand. Here stands a dedication built upon the ruins of my aspirations. An epitaph for procrastination. Fear is a disease and I'm a medication. I'm not the only man buried by his well-laid plans, a prisoner of his youth. I'm tearing down the gilded cage, the product of a younger age. Once upon a time I knew. Good riddance, I'm done with you.
Man, I gotta be honest, that one sounds a whole lot better with Koro's guitars. It's amazing. So you definitely have to check out the album, by the way, because man, Corrosion down in Texas lent his talents to the production part of this album, and oh my God, his guitar playing through that glorious 1963 Vox amp, the Vox AC30 at Mad Oak Studios, just oh man, it gives me the sweats. I swear to God. Anyway, yes, you requested Good Riddance earlier. Well, I missed that, but I'm glad I got to it. All right, that works. Oh goodness. So now that was sort of the I don't know the downer portion of the show here, but I should move on to something a little bit more lighthearted and something that I actually haven't done in a while, which is, of course, Ask a Robot.
Ooh, you're actually going to involve us this time?
Yes, I am. If you're not aware, I do have robot buddies who are my production droids. Sorry, production robots, because droids are copyrighted material, and screw you very much, George Lucas. Anyway, so Proto 1 and Proto 2 help me keep my life together, keep the ship from falling apart.
We pretty much do all of the work.
Well, yeah, but I do something.
Yeah, you're like our pet.
Okay, that's just insulting. The first question we actually have here this week is for Proto 2.
Oh, you mean I actually get to answer something?
Yes, you do. Don't get too excited, and don't get used to it, because if this doesn't go well, we're not going to let them talk to you anymore. Wow, silence. All right, fine. Let's see here. Proto 2, can you play an instrument like Proto 1? From Chris L.
Can I play an instrument? I don't know. You guys don't usually let me get near the instruments. For good reason.
I don't know how I don't know, maybe we could teach him to sing.
No, dear God, no.
Okay, fine. I don't know. Well, 2, what kind of instrument would you like to play?
I don't know. I've always had aspirations of, I don't know, maybe someday learning the armpit trumpet. The armpit trumpet? Yeah, I've seen a lot of humans play that one.
2, you kind of need skin to do that one.
Well, okay, I'm sure I can find that on Amazon.
Okay, we're moving right along here. To the next question, which is, Oh, yeah, great. Another question for Proto 2.
Oh, goody. Oh, brother.
Proto 2, when are you getting a saxophone upgrade from the short white fulf in the red lab coat? That's what they typed in, so we're going to go with that.
A saxophone upgrade? Never. Never, ever, ever, ever. But what if I want to learn how to play Kenny G?
Oh, dear God, no. No, you're absolutely never going to learn to play anything from Kenny G. Thank you very much. I don't know, maybe we'll find some skin for you and maybe let you learn how to play the armpit trumpet.
Woohoo!
Anyway, if you guys have any questions for the robots, or for me, but nobody ever has questions for me, you can ask your questions on Twitter at AskARobot. That's the Twitter account that Proto 1 set up for himself, and he monitors that.
And yeah, nobody's really asking anything there. They're just doing it all by email.
Well, hey, whatever works. You can also ask your questions, of course, via email, and get questions from the robots. And you can interact with them by going to MatthewEbel.com/free music, and you'll get a free album from me in the process as well. So, if you wanna have a conversation with the robots,
and who doesn't really,
you can just go there. Anyway, back to the music. If I can get my screen to go back to where I wanted to, there we go. That's better. So let's see here. Let's see, how much time do I have left? Ooh, I really only have time for one more song, so are there any more requests? Oh, actually, wait, one more thing before I do that. I should also reiterate that I do have some live performances coming up. We're doing a live streaming listening party on June 23rd for the new album, Cognitive Dissonance. And if you're in the Boston area and would like to come over, give me a text or something like that. Let me know you're interested. It's really sort of an invite-only thing because we live in a very small space. I'm also going to be playing Anthracon. I'm doing a dance show at Anthracon on Saturday at 4 p.m., July 1st. So if you dance, or if you know anybody who does dance, or if you can get your hands on anybody that can dance and can shove them bodily towards the main stage area, please do that, because I think it'd be awesome to see a huge pile of fluffy and or non-fluffy dancers packing the stage for me. And this is the first time I've ever tried a show like this, so I'd really love to see what we can do. Also, the subwoofers are killer. Anyway, I'm also playing FA United down in Virginia at the end of August. So probably going to do the same dance show there as well if the first one goes over well. And if not, well, we'll see what happens. But I know that me and Foxamore and Pepper Coyote are going to be partying at FAU and probably doing a lot of shows together. So I'm probably doing like 4 concerts at FAU, but my concert's going to be the dance thing. Anyway, so that's that. Back to one last song before I get out of here, because we actually have company coming over soon. Let's see here. Only if you can let me dance on stage with you. Given the amount of cabling that ends up on stage, that may be a bad idea, but we'll see how it looks. I may have to like tape off an area, just like, don't do this. Even JD tripped over my stuff, and he's a professional dancer. So let's see here. No, everybody needs a robot. Okay, well that works. That's definitely something I can end with here. If I can remember the lyrics, which is always a trick. Because it has been a while since I've done this one too. I actually get that. There we go. Sorry, I had to get the rotating camera going there. Everybody needs a robot. Something I have always said. Everybody needs a friend who's got a shiny metal head. Everybody needs a robot. Even if you found someone. 'Cause now and then you need a friend with hormones made from Mobile One. They never need to do their hair or change their metal underwear. And robots never seem to care if you stay out till 1. They never seem to get depressed unless they're stressed. And frankly, that's less common than a politician shooting at a friend with someone's gun. Oh, those were the good old days. You know, when our elected officials just shot their friends in the face, and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. Sorry, where was I? Everybody needs a robot that will tell you you're the best. 'Cause even narcissists and rappers need to get things off their chest. Everybody needs a robot. Well, that's a simple fact of life. Ira Levin even found a way to make one for a wife. That's a literary reference, by the way. They dance a funky robot way Caucasians try to imitate, but mostly just humiliate themselves and all their friends. They mop the floor inside your home and call you on the telephone when you're alone to ask you if you'd like to own a used Mercedes-Benz. Everybody needs a robot. Robots never make you cry. Human friends will wither, but your robot pal will never die. Unless it's running Windows. Everybody needs a robot with some shiny little lights, so that you can see if there's a robot watching you at night.
And we are.
That's disgusting.
They never need to win. Oh shoot, they dance a funky robot way. I already did that one. They shave our beards and wake us up. They fill your empty coffee cup, and when you want them to shut up, just turn the volume down. They scan your luggage and your school. They take your cash when you refuel, and even clean your swimming pool. Cause if you held your breath that long, you'd drown. Everybody needs a robot on the dashboard of their car. Cause if you try to drive yourself, you won't be getting very far.
Turn left now.
Everybody needs a robot. Artificial friends are neat. Just like every robot needs a friend who's mostly made of meat. Some are tiny, some are pocket-sized, and some are darn near rocket-sized. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they were bigger still. They make our cars, they heal our cuts, they even save our fleshy butts from other robots who've gone nuts and come here from the future dressed to kill. I'm gonna have to get used to the doing the proto voice here. Or if you guys think it's just a horrible break of the fourth wall, let me know and I will never do that on camera again. This is how unprofessionally I run this show. But in the meantime, I better get out of here. Whoa. All right, well, I suppose that's my cue to get out of here too. It is time for me to move on. And hopefully I will see you all next week, every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern United States time. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Matthew Ebel, and I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
If we leave this town tomorrow, will we crawl back again someday? Are we starting an adventure? Or are we just running away? Hey, yeah. Is our love enough to hold?